We begin with Jian Ghomeshi on trial for sexual assault.
Good evening. This is Ghomeshi leaving the courthouse about an hour and 30 minutes ago, more than a year after the allegations against the former CBC radio host surfaced. His day in court arrived. 10 minutes earlier, Ghomeshi's older sister left the courthouse. She and their mother were both in attendance and heard testimony from one of Ghomeshi's three accusers in this case. CTV's crime reporter Tamara Cherry is at the courthouse. So, Tamara, Ghomeshi has always denied any wrongdoing. He claimed that his sexual relations were consensual.
Yeah, you know, Ken, our viewers may recall that before these charges were laid, before we even heard the allegations through the media, Ghomeshi himself had posted quite a lengthy note on his Facebook page saying that he at times engaged in consensual rough sex. Now, today in court, he sat quietly, sometimes whispering to his defense lawyer while one of the complainants testified her side of the story against him. Her identity is protected under a publication ban, and while she told her story, sitting right behind Jian Ghomeshi, his mother and his sister listening to every word.
Do you feel you're going to get a fair trial, Jian?
He was the host of a national television show. She was the server working a company Christmas party. And so begins the story of two people who came together a little more than 13 years ago and ended up in a Toronto courtroom today. He was charming, happy, charismatic, she told the Crown. He invited her to the taping of one of his shows, she said, and she went. He drove her to her car later that night. Crown: if he was flirting, were you flirting back? Witness: yes. The two began kissing, she said. She felt safe. When he's kissing me, he reaches around behind my head and he grabs my hair really, really hard, and he pulls my head back and holds it there, I'd say 2-3 seconds. Enough where I'm in my mind saying, ow, 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 kind of thinking, what have I gotten myself into? And then he stops. Crown: prior to any of that, had you had any discussion about hair pulling or roughness? Witness: no, nothing. He was charming. Count 1 of sexual assault. Asked why she would meet with Ghomeshi again, the complainant told the Crown it was because he had been so nice, and after the hair pulling, he had gone back to his charismatic self. She told the courtroom it was not clear that he was going to violently punch me in the head. January 2003, the two go back to Ghomeshi's place after another taping of his show. He's the same charming, charismatic, nice guy he was, other than that time in the car. They were standing up, she testified, kissing by the couch. He ends up behind me and he grabs my hair again really hard, harder than the first time, and he pulls my head down. And at the same time, he's punching me in the head multiple times. And then I start to cry. Count 2 of sexual assault. After I start crying, Jian says, you better go now, or you should go now. I'll call you a cab. He didn't say, are you okay? What's wrong? He didn't apologize. He threw me out like trash. During cross-examination, defense lawyer Marie Hennen accused the complainant of lying, pointing to inconsistencies in her testimony, what she told police and what she told the media. Sometimes she said she had hair extensions and sometimes she didn't, the defense lawyer said. Sometimes she said they had been kissing in the car, other times she did not. And the complainant then fired back at the defense, saying she had not lied, but rather that her words had been twisted by a newspaper reporter, and that she had not fully recalled the events when she initially spoke with police and did an interview on national television. She said very strongly that the words that she spoke today during her testimony was a truthful account of what happened. Reporting live, I'm Tamara Cherry. I'll throw it back inside to you guys.